Start intro music. They didn't change the title.
Oh no.
Who cares? They cut the intro music. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trauma League Telegram. I am your host slash creator, Gingerbread. Today we have a very exciting episode. But first off, this episode is brought to you by Swordog.com. 2Gs get trauma merch at Swordog2Gs.com. Today we have our interview, our Stage 3 qualifiers recap, our Stage 3 playoffs previews, some clips, and we close out with a tier list. Today I didn't do my intro slide, but the interview today is Fluctuant.
What's up? What's up?
He's doing back-to-back episodes with me. He was my guest last week. He's my guest again this week on this early morning edition. Unfortunately, playoffs start instantly, right? There's no buffer this time, so had to get this out today, or else, I couldn't really do playoff previews, So we're doing an early morning one. Appreciate you, Harley, for being on. No cameras
course.
today either. We're changing it up. So you did do something this week though. That's kind of why you're on back-to-back episodes. You casted a lot.
I did.
Why?
It's something, some of the teams were kind of scrambling last second for the cast. Kind of felt like we needed to get one more face in there, so and then I just did one, and
You did like
I
three
kinda
co-casts, and then you got the itch, basically. Huh?
Yeah, I got the itch. Gets to do it, so yeah.
Hilarious. All right, we start the recap. Stage 3, Week 3 qualifiers. Of course, this was this Week 3 schedule, plus 4 matches from Week 2 that were not played, so a total of 10 matches. Lots to recap today. We'll try to speed run this. First up, though, was the Boston Bonsai vs. Tokyo Storm. Tokyo comes out, wins by 50. They lose map 2. Boston ties the series. 6-3 victory on Raid S&D. Tokyo responds back in back-to-back respawns. They win 5-3, then 250 to 180 to close out the series 3-1. For Boston, it was the Magic Show, as well as a 12-4 performance out of Mikey. And for Tokyo, it was Isaiah. Isaiah, 21, and Kaz all had their moments, but Isaiah was this match's MVP. 1.36 KD is myself and Fluctuant, his first ever cast. I invited him for the co-cast. I forget how I invited you, if you asked. I don't remember how this
I
went.
honestly don't remember either. I think
It was literally 6 days ago, so great memories out of us. But
I do remember this match though. This was a kind of a state. Some teams have been kind of like.
Harley, you there? Did my internet just crash?
Yeah, that's what I says. I'm talking.
That's weird. Sorry, just repeat everything you just said.
Okay. Anyways, I do remember this match. This was a statement game for the side of Tokyo. Some people, myself included, had questions about the squad regarding around Kaz. He was out of the game for a little bit with internet or computer issues, and NPC meta itself. But this Tokyo team kind of looks better than their stage two team, which is scary to say, just considering the fact that
They
they were
got
second
second.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and Boston has kind of solidified themselves as a top four team potentially, as we're going to see soon. Um, but this was just a dominant showing from Tokyo.
If you're Boston, though, it's not. It wasn't a blowout. The hard points, relatively competitive, at least as competitive as they can be against a team like Tokyo. And the overload, I believe, it's a one score game basically. But yeah,
Yeah,
Tokyo have three matches this week because of their delayed issues. So you'll be seeing plenty of them. And as for Boston, they close out. So no, this was their third match. They also had a delayed match. So it was a good match. Second match though, not so good. Philadelphia versus Florence. Philadelphia belt to ass. 250 to 160, a 6 to 4 S&D, and a 5 to 3 overload game. Tully popped off for Philadelphia with smoke carrying in map 2. And for Florence, it was Cunning in the respawns and Bio on map 2. They did have a substitute. Jula Chief was missing, so Kaze subbed in for Florence. I don't think Jula saves them, though. Philadelphia with something to prove here. They must have not liked our tier list a couple episodes ago.
yeah, and we're going to talk about the tier list a little bit going forward soon as well with some of the other teams. This was ugly. This is not a good game on the side of Florence. I understand you're missing the 3.5, but at the end of the day, I felt like Kaze's kind of an upgrade in the subs department there, and they just didn't get anything done. This was a statement game, as you said, for Fear regarding like how they stand in the league. And Tolly, I think people forget Tolly was like the Icarus of stage one. People are like, how the hell is this guy's at 3.5? And Icarus comes in and he gets the attention, right? So Tolly still, he's like, hey, like I'm still like it's crazy to say that we have two 3.5s that are performing better than some 4.5s and fives.
It's just the nature of the game. Something it happens every year, but this year it does feel particularly bad. But yeah, Florence. I mean, they came out hot, and they've really kind of faded off the last two. Their last two matches haven't been particularly good for them. I'm intrigued to see how they go into playoffs. But for Philly, they keep it rolling. They've been a solid squad all year. And I forgot to mention Nifty was the caster for this one, so shout out Nifty.
That'd be nifty.
Kind of an OG caster, retired, but he's kind of back in the casting booth with this one. Match number 3, bang out. Las
This
Vegas
was
Kings
awesome.
versus Seattle Reign. Vegas comes out map 1 and they win by 30. Seattle 6-0s them map 2 to tie the series. Overload goes Vegas' way 4-3. Seattle wins 250-234 map 4 to force game 5, in which they dominate 6-2 on Gridlock S&D. Entity, JD, and Sonoma all had pop-off moments, and for Seattle, it was just Riv and Buki map 4, but Riv particularly in the map 2 and map 5, you can see, I believe Buki outslays him. He dropped like a 1.2, but I gave it to Riv as the match MVP for his map 2 and map 5 performance. Look at that. As I
Disgusting.
was the caster of this one, Waves came in for map 5, so I gave him a credit because I'm nice. So shout out us. This
Yeah.
was expected, but not really, in my opinion.
Yeah, I felt like this was the series where Vegas could get their wheels rolling a little bit. Seattle kind of got written off after their 0-2. But, Seattle makes a statement here. Most teams still hold Vegas and high regard, upper echelon team despite their stage three so far. But yeah, I mean, if you're Seattle, you come out with a statement, you take both search and destroys, which honestly, like, doesn't surprise me with how their roster is composed. They're a big search and destroy team. The one thing that they're missing is the overload, and they even kept the overload very close. They steal at hardpoint Scar, which is kind of like the big shocker of the series.
Yeah, and that map, I mean, I remember this from casting it. Vegas was up, I think, 180 to 110, and they let
Yeah.
it slip away on plane and on blue on P3 and P4. Seattle riddled those off back to back, tied it, and then it was back and forth, but they were able to close it out. So this was within Vegas's grasp, but Seattle. Everyone, I feel like after stage two, everyone forgot Seattle was really good, right?
Yeah, I mean, this team
They
did
they
go
they
second
replace they
place.
replace M1 with Hart, and it's like whatever. It's still Seattle, and then like this stage they 2-2 record they close out, as we'll see later, but they're not a bad team at all.
Yeah,
This was a good victory, a good loss for Vegas, but unfortunately Vegas's record is quite poor due to the matchups. This was a fun series though.
it definitely was. And I mean, I think Seattle's fighting for him with Hart. He's bringing an aggressiveness that the other two three and a halves didn't really have. And this is a roster who has an incredibly high ceiling, as we saw in stage one. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do this playoffs.
Series number 4, Tokyo Storm vs Philadelphia Fear, and
Yeah.
this is also another belt to ass, except this time Philadelphia on the receiving end as Tokyo win by 100. They win round 11, they ice up, and then a 4-2 Scar victory on Overload. The Storm win 3-0. And a 21 Savage, Isaiah, and Kolzuni each had pop-off maps, but Kolzuni ends up as the match MVP with a 1.5 KD. For Philadelphia, Smoke and Tolly each had their moments, but unfortunately just couldn't match Tokyo Slayin, as Jodimus was the caster for this one.
Yeah, this was ugly as well. I think this kind of encapsulates Philadelphia stage three. They've got an incredibly high ceiling, but if you look here, it's kind of a relatively low floor. Tokyo, once again, another statement game. This was strictly bell to ass. The only close one was the S&D and Scar, which you can chalk up to the fact that Philadelphia is one of the stronger search and destroy teams in the
Yeah.
league. But goodness, like 48 kills on an overload is just absurd.
Yeah. There's not much to say. We know this Tokyo team's been together all year, so has Philly. Like, no roster changes. They've been playing together for months. It was just this series Tokyo came out and fried. Philadelphia did not.
I think this team really, the Tokyo team really took to heart the Miami's going to run away with everything, and they're like, nah, this is a 2 pony horse, not just one.
Speaking of ponies, though, Los Angeles versus New York Reapers. This was a fun one for us, of course, as you and I were the casters of this one.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Real friendship match here, but the New York Reapers win map 1 by 30. LA ices up round 11, map 2 to tie the series. New York responds with a 5-3 overload victory, and then New York dominates Gridlock hardpoint map 4, 250 to 150. Frost did everything he could for Los Angeles. Unfortunately, he ran into Johnny, which I am seeing. I did not do his stats accidentally. I make mistakes sometimes. My apologies, Johnny. But you can look at his notable performances. He probably dropped like a 1.3. So there you go, as he was the match MVP, but I didn't do the stats. Shout out me. Harley, talk to me about this series.
Yeah, this series was a lot closer than it looked in maps 1 to 3, and it was a lot more of a blowout in map 4 than it looked. This New York squad is top. They're the third best in the league, right behind Tokyo and Miami, in my opinion. They're a fully run-rounded squad, and Raj and Johnny going back and forth, just doing 1-2 punches like they've done literally all stage 3 so far. Side of Los Angeles, once again, it's the Frost show. He's you can't even say he's the X factor because he's consistently putting these numbers up. And we were joking about on stream 13 and 6 is a letdown for considering that he's gotten like what 11-0, 11-1 kill performances so far.
I believe Frost, prior to this match, he was 41-10 in S&Ds
Yeah, I mean,
on the stage.
the dude's probably the best player in stage 3 right now. I think at least in terms of KD. But
Fortunately.
the surrounding cast, I think they just need to find a little bit more chemistry. I think that's their issue. Is that if they get a little more chemistry together, I think they could be a dangerous sleeper squad as we head into the champs.
Yeah, if I had to put money on who's going to break the bracket, it would be LA, and just
I
because of
agree.
Frost, to be
Yeah,
honest. You get Frost, and then you just have like one good map out of Nathan or Sentio, you're fine, you know?
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's kind of what we're banking on as what we're waiting for with the LAR squad.
But we still have stage 3 playoffs, as yeah, New York going to lock up the third seed here, as you'll see later. Fourth match, Miami Mafia versus Kansas City Crusaders. This was an interesting one. Miami dominates map 1. Kansas responds back with map 2. Miami wins map 3, and they close out map 4 250 to 210. Waves for Kansas, as always, and Sin, as always, for Miami, but Kaze popped off map 3. But Sin's the match MVP with a 1.5, as Johnny and Fluctuant were the casters of this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway here is you guys finally take a map off of Miami. They were 9-0 entering their final match, so you're the only team of the 4 teams to face them took a map, which should be a sign of good things. But this Miami team is disgusting. I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier with Icarus. Kaze is one of the more underappreciated players in the league just because he's getting overshadowed by Icarus and Dill as well. Tej has been stepping up a lot recently more as well. Um, but this team is just like if I'm going to sit here and put all my eggs into a basket, it's going to be this team, and I don't think really any other team comes close besides Tokyo.
Yeah, and as someone who played in this series, it was weird. Map 1, we had done a pickup beforehand where we dominated the Sake, and then we went into this one, and then Miami like perfectly countered everything we did. Every team push was fully stopped. Like they were there every time. They blocked perfectly. Miami's a perfect team, and it's very frustrating because it's not supposed to be that. It's Trauma League. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, like this team is just disgusting. That's all I'm going to say.
they're supposed to be star ratings to create balanced teams, and somehow they broke the league. It is what it is. Miami wins this one. Our third match, Tokyo's third and final match of the week. They play the Toronto Star, and Tokyo dominate as well. They win by 90. They win round 10. They win 7-3 on Overload. Toronto did not stand a chance despite Foss and Sid trying their hardest. I2 again, back-to-back series for Tokyo, is the match MVP with a 1.4, but Kaz had himself a map 3 for the side of the Storm. As Fluctuant, you were the caster of this one.
Yeah, this one
Hart
was
Hart did sub in for 21 Savage for Tokyo. Didn't even matter. Substitute or not, they still dominate.
Yeah, I mean, this was a brutal series. Map one is a little bit unfortunate because Foss does disconnect, and it was actually like a very, very close map one. I think it was like 120,
I
130,
didn't know
130
that.
tied. Yeah, it was 130, 130 tied, and then Foss disconnects, and it just snowballs from there. But the other two maps weren't even close. I understand Gridlock is like, okay, they got 6-4, but it seemed like Tokyo was just playing around with stuff. The exposure was dirt ugly. It was not good. But I mean, once again, you know what? It just seems like Tokyo and Miami both are just like head and shoulders above the rest of the league. It's just not trying to glaze or anything, just because playoffs are coming, anything can happen. But it's looking gross, and the side of Toronto, I've been on record, and I'll say it again because I do believe it. They're one of the best slaying teams on paper. Jodimus is one of the better slayers in the league. Foss and Sid both are up there in just terms of slaying capability, and even Pacho, who gets memed on a lot, he can still shoot his gun straight. But they just get destroyed in the slaying department.
That's been the story of Toronto all year. Is Tokyo win this one? They breeze to a 4-0 qualifier record. Our next up match, Las Vegas Kings versus New York Reapers. Vegas come out and take map 1 with the stage they've had. I don't think anyone saw that coming. And then New York finally wakes up. They win 6-4, 6-0 on Overload, and 250 to 190 on Gridlock Hardpoint. The Reapers 3-1 victory is Sonoma and JD were your notable performances for Vegas. And for New York, it was Johnny Mirage and Connor, but Johnny ends up as the match MVP with a 1.2 KD as Fluctuant and Jonimus casted this one.
Yeah, I honestly thought, like, because this was the last chance for Kings to get a win before they go 0-4. I love New York. I love everyone on that team. I thought Vegas is like, there's no way they go 0-4. And after map one, it kind of looked that way, but, it was a very gritty S&D gridlock back and forth. Mirage had, I don't know if it's an Eclipse channel. I might have to go clip it real quick before we get to that. But he had one of the most disgusting aces I've seen all year.
It is not.
It's not. I'm gonna go clip that while we're going over this. He had one of the most disgusting aces I've seen. It was just absurd. And I think from there it just snowballed. We kind of joked a little bit. It was kind of like you shoot the body curse to no motion bodies map 2, and then from there it kind of snowballed away. Overload was a blowout, which is very rare considering how good Las Vegas is in that department. And Gridlock, Vegas kind of trolled near the end. They do 2 early rotates that cost them the game. But I mean, it's like the kills are there for Vegas. Like I think every single map besides map 3, they outslayed. So it's kind of like, maybe just wait on something to click.
Yeah, and yeah, New York obviously great team. We'll talk about it when we see the overall standings, but like Vegas is such a fake 0-4 team, but we'll talk about that in a
Yeah.
later. Our second to last match, New Mexico Enchanted versus the Boston Bonsai. New Mexico has 2 substitutes. DJ and Nifty are out. Pink and Icarus are in. Doesn't matter though, as Boston curb stomps them 250 to 165, 6-3 S&D, and a 6-1 overload as TF Magic takes over the series. Link, Turkey, and Icarus tried their best for New Mexico, but Magic with essentially a 2 KD, a 1.93 is Fluctuant. You were the caster of this one.
Yeah, this was ugly. I was talking about it on the cast. Like you can chalk it up to a 2 subs filling in for DJ Zay and for Nifty. We know that this is a very vibey squad, so any sub's gonna hurt them, and 2's is gonna hurt them even more. But statement game out of Boston. Their last game that Boston played, it ended up being a loss to Tokyo. This was a game where you win and you get the 4 seed, and they just from the start to the end, it was just blowout central.
Yeah, obviously we knew Boston was a good team with the Sage they've had, but obviously they kind of get to pad the stats a little bit against a team with 2 substitutes. But hey, that's the schedule. It is what it is. New Mexico falls to 0-3 in Boston, and we'll finish 3-1. We have one final match, unless you have any other thoughts.
No, I mean, like you said it best here. It was just open and shut case. I mean, there was really nothing remarkable besides the fact that Magic just pop take this series.
I just want to make fun of Icarus super quick. During listen-ins, that brother was not common at all. So
Yeah,
next Miami match, if he is common his ass off, I'm red carding him. You sub in and you don't give any effort, like that's scumbag behavior. Anyways, final match of Stage 3 qualifiers. New Mexico versus Pittsburgh Defiance. New Mexico, they win map 1. Who saw that coming? And then Pittsburgh is like, take your 1 map. And they just absolutely take over the rest of the series. A 6-1, an 8-2, and 250 to 90. Oh, 250 to 90 Scar hard point to close out the series. Turkey, Link, and DJ all had their moments, but Fluctuant and Blinky hard carry in for Pittsburgh. As Fluctuant, you drop a 2.2 KD as Entity back on the cast and booth. I do have to ask, what happened map 1, Harley? Like,
I think I'll be honest, like myself included, we kind of went into map 1 just lackadaisical. We kind of lowered our guard. just because of who we were playing. No offense to Mexico, but we went into map one and like, okay, like we should just get your guns warm, do all this stuff, and they absolutely turned up. Um, and I think after map one, we're like, all right, we got to lock it. And I think that's kind of what happened from there.
Yeah, just pure domination out of Pittsburgh. Again, kind of stat pattern. Harley, a 2 KD, brother? What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I was getting a little, yeah, I got a little pressed earlier at the start of stage three with the tier list. Everyone was calling us a 1v4. If Blinky doesn't pop off, you lose everything. And I think everyone, myself
Factual
included,
statement.
but everyone on my team really took that personally. And we all kind of stepped up a little bit in general this stage, but Blinky's still going crazy. So
Shout out him. And this was our final qualifier match. Here are the casting updates for Stage 3, Week 3. Johnny did 1, brings himself up to 5. Nifty did 1, got to 2. I did 3, I'm up to 8. Jonimus did 2, up to 4. Waves did 1 technically, so he's at 1 for the stage. Entity did 1, he's at 1 for the stage. And Fluctuant, 6? There were 10 matches, Harley. Brother did 6 of them. This is the overall leaderboard now as of obviously everyone. I did 3. I'm at 30 now. Still caster of the year. Entity 24 in second. Johnny at 23 in third. And obviously already in fourth place is Harley after 1 week of matches. So shout out you. One behind Blinky. That's for fifth. Yeah, I missed JD. That's on me. So
you're
that's
good. You're good.
you're already in sixth though after 1 week. Probably gonna pass Blinky tomorrow, I would imagine.
It's just a fun thing to do.
These are the stage 3 standings. Miami and Tokyo both 4-0, but Miami the better map count, 12-1 versus 12-3, so they get the 1 seed. The final bye is the 3 seed. It's a 3-way tie, but New York's map count, they secure the bye first round bye with the 11-6 map count. Boston the 4 seed, 10-3 map count. Pittsburgh the 5 seed, a 9-5 map count. 3 2-2 teams in Seattle, Philadelphia, and Florence in that order due to tiebreakers. 3 1-3 teams with Kansas City, LA, and Toronto, again in that order with map counts. Vegas and New Mexico 0-4, but due to map count, Vegas 12, New Mexico 13. This is where I wanted to bring up Vegas, because yes, they went 0-4, but you look at the standings, who did they play?
They played
They played New York, the 3 seed. They played Boston, the 4 seed. They played Seattle, the 6th seed, and they played Kansas, the 9 seed. So that's a tough road. Plus the roster change, plus the meta switch. Like this Vegas team, dude, they're gonna break a bracket or two. Just to kind of gas them up a little bit. But the schedule is the schedule. 0-4 is 0-4. I'm excited to see how this goes. What most surprised you in terms of this?
This stage, Boston. Honestly, I knew this team was gonna be like good coming into the stage just because of the new pickups in Salio and Meats. I did not expect them to be this good. No offense to anyone on that team, of course, but like Mikey took a huge jump in NPC. He probably had the biggest benefit of anyone in the league on that gun. That team is disgusting, and I think if there's a dark horse team this stage that can win it all, it's gonna be Boston, just because of how momentum and tempo based they are. They run great. Magic's got a tight leash around that crew, which is good in a good way, The other surprise, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse here, but Vegas going 0-4 I don't think was in anyone's predictions or realm of imagination. But everything else checks out. Like everyone knew Miami, Tokyo, New York were top 3. The middle of the pack is the middle of the pack. No surprises there. Bottom of the league. No offense to any of the bottom of the league teams besides Vegas. It's been that way
the whole year,
all season so far. So there really hasn't been any surprises just outside of Boston and Vegas. Like honestly, like I swear, if you pull up stage 2 standings compared to this, and you swap Boston and Vegas, it might be 1-1. Could be wrong, but
That is an interesting, very interesting. But yeah, this is the bracket. Of course, Miami, Tokyo, and New York all have the byes, as our first 5 matchups are confirmed. Florence, Kansas, the 8-9 seed, the 4-13 seed Boston, New Mexico, the 5-12 Pittsburgh, Vegas, the 7-10 Philly and LA, and the 6-11 Seattle, Toronto. This is just kind of it to verbalized better. Which one of these 5 are you most excited for, Harley?
I won't say my own because that's cheating.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will make a quick joke though. When Chad after Vegas dropped their 4th map going for, I said I really feel bad for whoever plays Vegas in playoffs, and we get to play Vegas in playoffs. So we'll see how that match goes tonight. I'm confident. My whole team's confident. I'm sure Vegas is ready to get going. So I think that'll be a big out. But the most exciting I am for this one, it's gotta be. It's between Philly and Los Angeles or Florence and KC. I think Los Angeles, Frost is whipping them into shape. He's trying to get scrims, get them going. And I think versus a team like Fear, like I don't know if Fear can stop Frost, if I'm being honest. I don't think anyone on that team can shoot back versus Frost. No offense to Fear, but Frost could have a field day and it could get ugly quick. On the other
Philly's
side,
got the depth though.
Philly's got insane depth. So it's literally like, like battle of the best player in the league versus probably the best death in the league, So that's going to be an absolute bang out. And I think the same as we said for Florence and Kansas City. Florence, we saw absolutely, like, people were like calling them the best team in the league at one point after week 1. And Kansas City, stage 1 champions, a little slow start. And it seems like they're getting their footing back, especially, one of the only 4 teams to take a map off Miami. Maybe they can snowball something here.
Very interested. Clips. I have lots of clips from the week. I did stop clipping like halfway through the week due to, just like I was busy. But this first clip from LA and New York is Kick is being weird. Shout out the refresh here.
It started doing that last night. That's just so
absurd. My God.
Here we go. Was thrown from. I wasn't as absurd. I was definitely your textbook mid-nade, but still.
Number 5.
Johnny gets 1. Looks like Jake's trying to play for the trade. He does not get it. Does he read Frost on the flank?
Jake!
He reads Frost on the flank! Wait! Johnny!
Nathan 1v2. Bomb is down in 10, and both New York players are stacking it.
And you already know they know it's down. They're playing.
Well, shout out Kick. I don't know why it's doing that. It hates me. W1v1. He did get that final kill, so Johnny with an ace.
And that was disgusting to watch it live. Just absurd game knowledge out of Johnny.
Yeah, okay, that scared me. Bucky was being planted, here. But can Entity stop it? He cannot! 1v1? What
I didn't even see that. That's insane.
And the nades next clip, same matchup. Able to get the cleanup. Vegas, Seattle. On overload. Seattle trying to push. Shots in. Damage in from Riv. That's 3 dead. But ball resets! Seattle, no! They don't pick up ball! What are we doing? Oh, but thank God. Okay, they get the capture. Boo! Riv! Riv! What are you doing, Riv? Why did you stop? He had the capture! Seattle are crumbling right now. They're crumbling. That clip might be my favorite.
They lost by 1 in that game, by the way.
Yeah,
so,
that one might be my favorite just because it's such a troll. Like, they had the key. I don't know why he stopped.
I think maybe he was waiting for his team to rotate so he can play next, but,
I don't know, and I don't ask questions. Finally, again, from this Vegas-Seattle one. Map 5 gridlock. What happened? What a slide challenge. That was hard there on the slide challenge. So, Sonoma 1 versus 2 with the sniper, though. Oh my God! What a shot! Can he dip and dive? He can!
Wow.
Someone clip that, please!
This guy's looking like.
Oh, shout out the Waves cameo there. Next clip from Pittsburgh, from Philadelphia, Tokyo.
YBG Mark's gonna find one.
21 Savage
Make good
4K.
play. He's gonna find two. YBG Mark's gonna try to break this shit now. He finds two. No way he
What
gets
a
that kill.
gunfight.
And Smoke with the better
And
shot
he gets
still
the
in the moment.
cleanup there. 4
And now it's
streak
gonna be
for Mark. I want to re-highlight that third gunfight though. What is
YBG
this?
Mark's gonna try to break this shit now.
That is criminal,
He finds
man.
two.
And people like the
YBG Mark's
NPC.
gonna
It's
try to break this shit
unbelievable.
now.
I hate this game. Next clip.
Put him one.
Willie
I think found one.
Florence.
One of you left. Can you find him?
Smoke 1v3
Do you know?
on Raid
Do you
SCG.
know anyone does find the kill on Tali?
They have spoiled it.
And right now, Smoke left in a 1v2 versus Cunning and Bio. Once again,
Against Cunning and
What can happen
two
here?
5.5 stars.
we go to around 11. He does find. Finds both of them? You talk to him, Smoke. Shoot him body, man. They're gonna go up 2.
Thank God
Wow.
they won. That would have been, if he cursed them, that would have been funny.
That
This one
Kazakh
got
was
sent
a
in. Kazakh
tale
got
of
a
two
fall.
halves.
This- yeah,
I think,
this-
you know,
oh,
when this we was followed
Speaking
the
of
game,
the
at
internet
end,
and
the
NPC,
they
bro,
just
my
hard
God.
blocked everything. They did. Kansas City had no room to move. I mean, I just said earlier. Yeah, it's insane.
Half my
And you just
fucking
whip the
clip
heady
went
off the
through
AR,
him
just-
there. Shout out NPC.
Yeah, that was just absurd.
I hate this gun. I hate it. It's so terrible. I think this was a money chows, but this got
Yes,
sent
this-
in. Paradise
I just-
in a 1v3.
Paradise with a 1v3. I think you missed this. Oh my god! Holy shit!
Money on the line. And Ty
Yeah.
performs. It's what he does. And our final clip, you know, there was some drama went down in Boston, New Mexico match from the other day, right?
Oh, was there?
There was some host shenanigans that came afoot. So I thought I would bring this clip back 4 months later. DJ Zay teaching us geography.
How do I get? Alright, we have niggas in Cali. We have niggas in New York. We have niggas in North Carolina. I don't even know we have a nigga in Florida. I don't give a fuck. We have a nigga in Texas, New Mexico. I don't even know where the Canada kids are at. I don't know where the Canada kids are at.
I just wanted to show that one. I love that clip. Alright, so that's our clips done for today. We have one final segment. Harley, do you want to introduce it?
Yes, we are going to do a quick tier list. Last one dragged on for way too long, so we're doing a little shorter one. We're going to be doing ranking a tier list for the CDL champs in Call of Duty history. Not CDL, because champs in general.
Call of Duty World Championship tier list. We have every champs winner. I believe I may have skipped one. I probably did. But yeah, we have Farico, Complexity, Denial, Envy, Optic, Evil Geniuses, E United, Dallas Empire, Atlanta FaZe, LA Thieves, New York Subliners, Optic Texas, and then Optic Texas again. I couldn't use the same logo because I already used it. So that Optic Nation logo is really just Optic Texas from Black Ops 6. That's out the way. Harley, who do you want to do first, man? I'm not doing bracket predictions, Rib. That's free bulletin board material, bro.
I know that is free bulletin board material, actually. We can do bracket predictions like really fast, just rip it off at the end. That's fine.
If you want to make it, bro, I'll do that.
We can just rip it off the bracket. Just do our own bracket. Complexity.
There's not with complexity.
And they're the goats. At least A tier.
No, they're not the goat.
Yes,
you
they
kidding
are.
me?
This is the Crim 6 Aches roster, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. This team in Ghost is undeniable, bro.
You're putting
That team is
Complexity in
undeniable.
Ghost?
We can do A tier. But this team was unstoppable.
I mean, true, but like, I can't give Patty P the respect he deserves.
I know. Let's do it for now. We'll revisit.
No, we'll leave it there. But you want to put him
Okay,
in?
okay.
Uh, dude, there's so many great teams I could pick. Is the thing. But I'm gonna get mean. Dallas Empire frauds. They won an online. They won an online champs. That alone, you're in fraud. I don't care. Straight up,
Itself,
I don't care.
I respect it. I think like the roster by itself, it should be like a B tier, A tier team. But we're just rating strictly like champs.
Yeah,
in
we're
the
just
game
talking
itself, how
just
you
the
win.
champs. Yeah.
Just the champs, not the actual team itself. And in that case, if you're gonna do the online stuff, then yeah, like I totally agree.
Just that alone, like I can't not put them in front. I know it's a good roster with Clay, Krim, Shotzi, Hook was the roster question mark.
Mm-hmm.
That is a gross team, but you won a ring on online COD. I don't care. You're in frauds.
That's completely fair. I think a lot of people will agree with the online aspect as well. I'll go next. Let's rip it off real fast. Envy C tier.
No.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. We can go B tier if you want, if you disagree with it, but I'm not going higher than B tier on this team.
Explain
Not
why
a-
they're in C tier.
If you were too young or you weren't around to remember Black Ops 3 CDL scene was the most balanced competitive COD has probably ever been.
Uh-huh.
And I think, you know, this was before Optic hit their form as like you'll see in the next year.
Before they hit their what? Okay.
Because they started taking over. Well, they started taking over in Infinite Warfare.
They took over way before that. Man.
I guess. But the roster itself is underwhelming. I mean,
Slasher, J-Cap, and John is underwhelming to you.
more or less apathy.
But you have fucking TP and
But-
complexity, and you put them in GOAT. TP versus
It's-
App. I'm taking App every fucking day of the week, brother.
If you say so.
All right.
We can do MVP tier, but I'm not. I can't
No,
go
we'll
higher
put
than
them in
B
C.
tier.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
They're bums. Yeah, bro. You just hate App.
Thank you,
That's insane.
Thank you, Yeah, we see everyone in the chat is agreeing.
Thank you, Hellboy. Thank you, Hellboy. No, okay, we'll go next. I'm up. I am known to be not a nice person. It's kind of my brand, and so I'm gonna not be nice. Denial or frauds. They were a roster for like 6 weeks, I think, and they won champs. It was a great run, but you know who they played in the finals? Which
I'll
is a
pull it up real
factor,
quick.
by the way. It's a factor. Do you know who they played?
Don't remind me. Wasn't that? It wasn't FaZe because they beat FaZe.
No, they did. Yeah, like Optic wasn't
Or
there. FaZe wasn't there.
Who was it?
It was Team Revenge, which was Aqua, Facento, Nagafin,
Oh, yeah.
and Remy. Dog,
Okay.
It was a free chip. It was a free final. They were together for 6 weeks. I know we're just talking like their champs one was great, and we are adding more rules. I can't put Denial anywhere other than frauds, because like, what do you mean?
That
They
TR run was absurd, by the way. And I will say, like, Denial did beat Optic in the bracket.
I don't care, bro.
Um,
Replays? I know the rest of that team, like Slasher, Clay, Attach, great, but replays, I cannot put them anywhere other than frauds, personally.
I think they're on the same tier as Envy. But if you're talking about like just the grand finals itself, then sure. But
I mean, it was an
they
elite
did
final.
beat. Yeah, I'll go ahead. It's fine.
So what Slasher team's better, Envy or Denial? I'll ask you that though.
Well, I'll plead the fifth on that one.
No, give me an answer.
I'll plead the fifth. I'm gonna go straight next one because I don't want to drag this on too long. Next one, let's go NYSL, and I think we're gonna put that smack dab in B tier. I think that's as mediocre as it gets in terms of champs teams. It's a good roster through and throughout, but at the end of the day, Priesta
We let
got a
like
ring,
past prime Priesta win. Yeah.
which is crazy. But Hydra hit a peak that we haven't really seen in a while. Kismet and Hydra duo was absurd. I wish they never really broke up because they were really unstoppable.
Is Kismet the greatest secondary sub ever?
Yeah, I mean, like, just I think it's just the issue I have with this NYSL champs is what gets highlighted the most isn't NYSL itself, but Scrap talking shit and then getting swept in the finals.
Oh, yeah.
That's what everyone remembers.
It was a tough
No-
final, but
No one. It was a tough final, but no one remembers really like what NYSL did besides Kiz99 taking over.
mhm.
But most people are going to sit there and remember Scrap. Kind of.
I feel like
Just stellar.
NYSL might be the most forgettable champ winner, which is crazy, but which I'm fine putting them in B, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm up next, and again, I really hate Patrick Price, so Evil Geniuses aren't frauds. I know they deserve to win World War II champs. I look at that roster, and like I don't know how they will. Adam Assault and Aches, bro. We let Adam Assault win and Silly. I'm shocked that they won.
Wait, did we move Denial to C tier?
I did, yes, because
Okay, I'm cool with that.
But like, I love Apathy. This was like bad Apathy though. Apathy on Envy is A tier, but Apathy on EG is not good. So I'm putting them in frauds because like
John, we're talking about just their chance performances, bro. Like not the whole season.
they deserve to win that tournament because like Optic choked, TK choked, like FaZe choked. You know, like the teams that should have won on paper, we let this team win. So I'm putting them in frauds because I hate them.
I'll rip the next one really fast. Atlanta face Cold War A tier.
It's online COD though, and we put Dallas.
It is
in
online,
frauds.
but was Champs done online?
Yes, which is weird because they did Major 5 on LAN and then they went back to online for the final.
Yeah, I mean,
we can put them A if you want.
Cold War Face was not online. There's no way. I'm confirming this real quick. I'm having like what is this called? The Mandela effect?
I swear.
Is that what it's called?
Maybe I am faded.
No, it's not online. It's not online. I'm looking at this shit right now. Okay, I knew I wasn't tweaking. No, okay, the Cold War A tier. You can honestly have the conversation put it in Ghost if we're being real.
You could. Arcides drags it down a little bit for me though, personally. Most dominance, yeah, but CDL's not a real, bro. CWL over CDL every day. Why, dude? Chat is fighting, bro. Chats are a bunch of fucking losers.
I love rage baiting. I'm doing this. I'm doing this under the precipice that we have one team in GOAT tier.
Yeah, like why? Yeah, that's how it works, bro. There is no S tier, Joel. Read the thing. Anyways, I'll go next, and off of icon, like I want to put this team in GOATs just off the iconness of this team. But Farico Impact is like C.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, like Killa and Mir, I love them to death. But like Karma and Haggy hard carried the fuck out of that team. It was the first champs, But like I do love them, but I put them in C tier.
I think you can make a case for B tier, but there's no way they get above the NYSL roster. I mean, you said it best. It was kind of like a two-headed prong, and
Dude, that champs was a 4-team event. Like I know there was more than 4 teams. Like it was a 4-team event though, right? That's why I can't really put Farico higher.
This was
C.
Also
as
like
incredible as they were and iconic as they were. But
you got to take into account the competitiveness of these early CODs are nowhere near what they are right now.
no, but like,
Um,
there's a
no, I mean
slide.
this was just a Karma show. I don't even say Haggy was good. I think Karma just took over. This team was also like just screaming back and forth. You got Killa and Miracles on that team is fucking good vibes. But I'll go next. I think fuck. Optic Texas MW3. It's gonna
MW3.
piss some people. It's gonna piss some people off. I'm an
For,
Optic
for,
fanboy.
for the new people in chat, Optic Nation is Black Ops 6 Optic Texas. I couldn't use the logo again. It wouldn't let me upload the second image. So these are both Optic Texas. This is MW3. This is Black Ops 6.
We're gonna do
MW3, you're saying.
MW3 right below NYSL.
Interesting.
And I'm saying this as an Optic fan. I was at the Champs event this year, and it was good, but the allegations of home crowd cheese were true. I'm not gonna lie, like being in there as a fan, there's definitely an unfair advantage. It was also a year, I think, like I believe Major 4, like they T12, like I think they were dog shit in Major 4, Major 5, one of those two.
Yeah.
And they just clicked for him, and I guess you could say like the home crowd cheese kind of helped them get across the line. But this was like dashy takeover, especially in the search and destroys. So just a lot of farming out of him in terms of moments. But overall, I see what NYSL did the year prior, and I just think NYSL is one just I like above them.
I'll go next. I guess I'll finally do Optic. They're an A tier. Great roster. It's a conversation for GOAT. We'll circle back to it, as we probably will with FaZe as well. It's kind of a three-headed monster up there. We'll circle back on it, but I'll just put them in A right now. Maybe above Atlanta because I'm an asshole, but go Scumpy.
No, I don't think you can put this team above Atlanta.
I think I can. The way I look at it, who was Atlanta's worst player that year? Arcides, cool. Who was Optics? Karma? I'm taking Karma.
That's actually not the worst argument in the
like,
world.
Like they're both A. It's semantics at this point, but I'm just taking Optic over it personally.
And I think a lot of people kind of forget though, like Infinite Warfare. Weren't there like 32 teams?
Yeah, at all these champs. Well,
all the old champs, but yeah. Like pre-seed DL era, we were all 32 teams. So it's obviously it's like you can make an argument for that. Like there's more teams, but argument against that since there's less talent spread among the teams.
Yeah.
But the only argument I have for this is that people expected Optic just to absolutely destroy everyone. I'm trying to I'm grasping at straws here because I don't really remember much of the teams. I know Envy. I think they played Envy in the finals.
They did. But they did go through losers, yeah.
They did go through losers.
But that's just Envy being great, though, which is crazy. They're still in C tier.
Yeah, that's a good point, but
you're up next, then.
Chad is saying formal. You did forget formal. Formal and absurd.
Yeah, he did go absurd. Like, why'd they bring up formal
though? Next up, I think LA Thieves is at the very top of C tier. That was the Vanguard run, right?
Thieves was Vanguard, yeah.
Yeah, I think I put them at the very top of C tier.
Interesting. Care to explain?
You had a lot more to say about this, so I'll let you go.
Oh well, Vanguard was not a real game. I don't acknowledge Vanguard as a Call of Duty game, so I would personally put them in frauds, but that's just my bias showing. But no, I mean Karma, Octane, Envoy is great. So yeah, C tier's fine. They're not higher than anyone above them.
Kind of like.
Oh, okay. I
You say
understand
Karma?
why Jolt's arguing with me, bro. Like, the guy doesn't like TP, I guess. Jolt hates TP, so he hates complexity.
Um,
So,
I just think if you look at the CDL champs since the CDL started, this was probably the most underwhelming roster. That's really my argument for it.
for Thieves, yeah,
Uh,
sure.
Yeah.
What's a hey? Jolt's attacking your complexity picking goats. You wanna?
Me, that's just nostalgia based, bro. I'm not even gonna try and defend it. That team was just fucking disgusting and ghost. I really don't like. I have no basis on it.
Just pure vibes.
Just pure vibes and nostalgia. You can interchange it anywhere you want. You can put AF on there. If we're being honest, like if I'm actually rating this with my full heart on the line, then yeah, Face is the fucking goat. But
Phase.
I'm going off fives. I land Face.
I
Yeah,
would put
Cold War.
Optic.
Mm-mm.
You know who the real goat is? Is E United. I'm putting them in A tier as well, bro. Simp, Clay, Prime Arcides before he was washed on Phase. Abizi and the Pristine. I mean, Pristini's dog shit. 5v5 is a fake COD as well, actually. Now that I'm speaking, I do want to lower them. Yeah, 5v5 isn't real. I will change that now. It was a good roster, a great roster. But, I think the teams above them are better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. This is a weird Call of Duty. I'll be very blunt and honest here. Black Ops 4 I did not pay attention at all. I just hated the fucking game and hated everything about it. Um, so I'm just gonna take your word for it. I'm not gonna front.
Put them above NYSL, though. Shout out. Alright, so where are you putting Optic Texas Black Ops 6?
Um, is it absurd to say that this roster isn't as good as people say it is?
I think that's
As an Optic
completely
fan,
valid, yes.
just due to the fact that they took advantage of an incredibly weak league.
Mm.
FaZe was having their kind of downfall. 100 Thieves was supposed to have a God Squad this year, and it never really clicked or worked out. But I do think this has got to go at the top of the B tier. I think you got to bump EU to A. I got to be honest with you. I think EU at B is absurd if we're putting it at FaZe.
Fine.
But I think this roster, in terms of champs and the champs run, is the best in CDL history. Did they drop? I don't think they really dropped much map in terms of maps
Who?
in the champs tournament.
Black Ops 6.
Black Ops 6, yeah.
My problem with that Optic squad is, like, yes, they're gross, but, like, dog, they pick up Merc and, like, he 1v4s.
Yeah, no,
And
I
we
100%
put
agree.
Karma in C tier for doing that for Farika, but we put Optic in B for the same thing. I do have some questions about that.
I don't think it was really a 1v4. I think a lot of people did ride the Mercs hype train, rightfully so. Like, he was the best player on the roster, but I mean, I think you could say the same. I was literally about to say that, Jolt. You could say the same about EU.
I mean, that was always their plan, though. Like, they had Simp signed a year beforehand. He was on their ACAD team playing S&D Chels for a year and a half. Like, we were always going to add him. It just they had to wait till he was 18.
Let's pivot real quick. Let's talk about how insane of a flop Toronto did by not picking up Merc. That team picked up Beans over him.
Well, no,
That's just hilarious.
they had Beans, and then, like, they needed an emergency sub, and then they got Merc.
And they didn't keep Merc.
And then Merc got offered to Optic, and of course he said yes.
That's just absurd. I'm throwing dude the bag. All right, let's revisit this. Honestly, like, I've kind of like nostalgia baiting with the complexity at the top. Let's take complexity out. We can argue about OG and AF for GOAT. Put complexity
I don't
in A
want
tier.
to.
Nah, they're not. I mean, like, literally they're up there just because of nostalgia. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it.
I don't know, bro. Karma
You
and
were just
Crim.
arguing against it. You were just
Karma
arguing
and
against
Crim,
it.
two
When I put
greatest,
them in
like
GOAT,
best
you were
players
just
of all
arguing
time,
against
and
it.
then Aches and TP in their primes as the perfect role players. I might be a GOAT squad, bro. They had leadership, ice in their veins, role players, slayers. Like that might be the perfectly assembled team. Because like, what is Optic and Fate? They were just all slayers, no role players. They just outkilled everyone. You know, Complexity had roles, and they were perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I still
Jodimus is a
think
fucking
either.
idiot, to be honest.
He's
Dude,
cracks
this
me
guy,
up.
this Jot guy is so dumb. My God. Just to piss him off, I'm putting E United in frauds, bro. You're right. Simp saved them. Simp literally saved that squad.
Oh my goodness.
So E
God.
United's in frauds. Shout out.
I think, John, in terms of what I'm saying, I just look at the other five CDL teams in champs, and Thieves is the worst one.
I say Dallas would be the worst one, but that's just me.
I mean,
It's
that's
cemented. Like that phase,
yeah,
Optic
semantics
teams and New
aside.
York are above Thieves, though, is basically trying to.
Put EU back in A
All
for
right,
someone
and
clips
then we'll
that.
do
Thank
this,
you.
and then put them there. And then, no,
No.
okay.
Thank you, Jolt. That's literally what I was about to say, brother.
What if we did this instead?
Jolt's got ball knowledge, man.
What if
That
we did
dude's
this
fucking
instead?
cooking. I know people are clip it, send it to Teach.
Yeah, Oh yeah, this will Devin will love this. And we just,
Yeah.
actually, I'm gonna
We've
send this
lost
to them right now. To be honest.
We've lost the plot. We've lost the plot. I don't even remember what the original ranking was.
No, I remember it was this and then that and then that.
And then, yeah.
So okay, you want to move complexity? Fine.
Yeah. All right. Look, let's do goats. Just do a goats tier. Let's just do a goats tier. Let's cut the semantics.
No, it's one goat, and then these three are the next three.
But there's realistically 3 goats at 3 different stages of Call of Duty. Like complexity is the goats of the early stage. Optic was the goats of the mid stage. Early CDL phase. Cold War was the goats of the CDL stage.
So like this is really just the era adjusted conversation.
Yeah.
So what era do you think was the best? Are you a LeBron or MJ? LeBron or MJ?
Well, it's hard to say, because some people will be like, okay, well, Complexity and Optic had to fight through more teams, but you can
more
also
events,
say that
more dominant. But like we're not.
Yeah, but
talking
you could
about
also
champs
say that
itself, right?
Yeah, and you can also say that CDL is a more condensed version with tougher competition.
Yeah, I disagree.
So, you see that's what I'm saying though, but some people would agree with that. So it's literally like what's it called? If it's a Pandora's box, it's like you open it and it just opens conversations. You have to adjust for the eras. So I think it's very clear there's a 3-headed goat with complexity, OG, AF, and then you can mess around with the A tier. You can put EU and Optic Gaming NW3 in the A tier.
I would put Envy
NW3,
but that's
BO6. And well, you can bump Envy to B tier once we do that, but if you're choosing one, you got Optic. It's either Optic or FaZe for me. I think complexity was just nostalgia baiting. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Of course it was. That was the point.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got lost in the sauce with complexity. That team was so good. I don't think people remember how good that team was. People do not people see the names and they're like, oh, Aches, but dude, that team was godlike.
Obviously, we're trying to just talk about champs, but if you look at that Ghost year as a whole, that was the greatest run ever, I think. With that complexity. Yeah. And I know, Atlanta won everything in Cold War. Cool, you won 4 tournaments. Congrats. Complexity won 15. And I understand the level of play, whatever. I don't care. But anyways, so Optic or FaZe? What are we doing?
Man,
we're appeasing to Jod and put an E United.
We're not putting EU in there just due to the fact that that team did not age well, bro. I'm sorry, it's just that. Okay, if we're talking about, are we going to talk about roster or are we going to talk about performance?
Roster.
If we're talking about roster, it's Optic and it's not even close. No one that holds a candle to that Optic roster.
But the role players of complexity, bro.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That is like putting.
Joel, you have mod powers. Can you make a poll right now, phase or optic?
It's Optic. It's not even close if you're going on a roster standpoint. Like I get our cities in Cold War was really good, and Celium was also really that was just peak phase. But like, dude, if you're talking about pure roster, it's Optic and it's not even close. And I get I'm saying that as an Optic fan, but that's the best roster of all time. Like if you make a top 10 Call of Duty list, all 4 players appear in the top 10 at minimum, and it's probably
But
more than
phase has
top 10.
3 of them.
Do they have 3 of them?
Yeah, like at this point, Simp Abizi.
Are we sure? Sim for sure, Cell for sure is a BZ top 10
All right, brother, you're
all time. Is
dog.
he?
Are you kidding me? I would
Is
put him
he?
over Simp. I think
Is he?
Abizi's
No.
better than Simp,
You're
but that's a
trolling.
whole other conversation. But
You're trolling. You're trolling.
I'm really not.
All right, next TLT topic already right there, bro. We're gonna do this or that career. That's it. But no, like GOAT roster's got to be Optic, and it's not even close.
It's so
Yeah, BZ over Simp is faded.
it's so easy, bro. It's so easy. Look at like 8 people already screaming at me, bro. It's just they fall for it every
Yeah,
time.
I agree, Joel. And I don't think Ibiza will win without Simp.
That's very true.
Just straight up, I don't think Ibiza will ever win without Simp.
Just like Scump never won without Crim. Anyways,
Ooh.
what? Who said that?
Tough.
Who said that?
That's gonna be funny. Yeah, we gotta have a TLT over that next week. Over just this or that careers.
This or that
Scump
would be
versus-
this or that would be comedy.
Scump versus Krim, Abizi versus Simp. Yeah, we gotta do that. next
Dave
week.
Patty
That's-
versus Aches. Dave
Oh
Patty
my-
didn't have a career, but Aches is such a meme and loser in the community at this point because of his hot takes that are terrible.
We gotta do it. We gotta.
I'm
more than
taking
one
Dave
guest for
Patty
that.
every day of the week.
You're taking Dave Patty every day of the week.
Over
Yeah,
Patty
I'm
P,
taking.
bro? Like, absolutely.
I'm taking Dave Patty over Jotimus as well. No offense, Dave Patty over everyone. That's the GOAT, bro. Ginger
the Aches of drama.
That's fucking hilarious.
No,
actually.
bad cowboy. That's not. That's
No, okay.
That's
all right, no
that's,
bullshit. Let's finish the list. Let's finish the list so we quit fucking.
I
jerking our
honestly,
shit.
all I would do is move Envy to B, and that's it.
And I'll give you that. I'll give you that. That's fine. It's gotta be at the
People
bottom.
hate
too.
apathy. I don't know why. That team was disgusted.
Envy. That's Black Ops 3, right?
Yeah,
I'm not
shout
tweaking.
out. I mean, it was kind of a wash to JCap, you could argue, but I don't care.
But you got to remember, Black Ops 3. You know who they beat, right?
Yeah, they beat Splice, bro.
No, they didn't just beat Splice.
Yeah.
I mean, they did, but like that's not the route I was going for.
No, it's not.
They
Oh yeah,
did-
they did
no.
beat Optic. It did the Brad.
They beat Optic.
I mean, they beat Optic at stage 2 as well. They won back to back.
That Optic team.
Because Optic won stage
Ooh.
1 in Anaheim and like the other one, and then Envy won stage 2 in Champs.
In all fairness, that Optic team got fucked on, and Champs bad.
I mean, they were Champs chokers, bro, and yet they're in the GOAT tier. Don't know why.
I just don't see how you can make an argument for anything else. If we're just talking about roster, if you're talking about anything else, I could open up the conversation. But if we're just saying roster is the criteria,
Yeah, because you get to the
It's-
semantics of like whose run was more impressive. That's a whole other list or whatever.
yeah, exactly. Like
'Cause
if you were
every
talking about
CDL
impressive
team
run,
is in frauds, obviously, and then Anyways, doesn't matter.
I think next time we got to have some criteria because we changed the rules like
We did
5
change the
fucking
criteria
times.
like 6 times. Thank you for
Yeah.
calling us out, Jolt. But it's my show. Don't care. This is our list. Thank you all for watching. Good night. I think stream is live in like 2 hours for stage 3 playoffs. Shout out. See ya. Get trauma merch. No outro music today. I'm lazy. See ya.